whenever any disaster, natural calamity happens at anywhere, the first response is, that any particular region is completely cut off from the rest of the area. First task is definitely to understand the proximity of the disaster. I mean, what degree it is. Second important thing is, before going on the ground, try to always connect with different stakeholders, which is from the government, to understand that how is the situation on the ground in terms of the losses, life, and both the property losses on the ground. And based on that, the first important thing is that to reach on the ground ASAP. Anywhere, if I talk about India, then there are two major important government stakeholders which play the role. One is the disaster response team or force, which is either at the state level or at the national level. And second is the district level or state level authorities, the nodal officers which are appointed by the government. So the why to connect with them? Because they can give you the real picture in terms of the losses and also in terms of the need of that particular ground, and they will also direct you to which particular region or location where we as a civil society organization can contribute to. That in a longer run will help us to save the resources and also to save the time, and most importantly to align with the government's disaster response efforts. Then important is to, once we are guided, important is to connect with the local community stakeholders, which may be in the form of a community leaders, which may be in the form of PRI members. If it is urban location, then maybe in the form of the councillors. Now, okay, the location is identified, but then the role comes how to identify and work for the most affected people. During disaster response, what happens, the most important concern is about duplication of the resources available on the ground. Duplication in terms of the same families taking the material again and again from different sources, and duplication also in terms of the same or the two different or three different civil society organizations working on the same cause in the same community. So that is very important to monitor so that the resources can be channelized accordingly. Second important thing when we talk about monitoring is very important that we should take government in confidence and continuously be in touch and briefing them about our interventions, because at that point of time there are a lot of changes in terms of directions from the government which goes on the ground, which we might not as a civil society organization always be aware of. So whosoever is the nodal officer or the nodal department, we should be in touch with them, brief them what we are doing, and maybe as per their requirement we need to plan or change our interventions. Number three, when we talk about monitoring, is the community. Identifying the community. Now it is the village or the slum might have like 5,000 families, but as a civil society organization with our limited resources, we can't reach in just one slum or in one village with 5,000 kits and distribute at one place and close intervention. Not possible. So our role is to identify the underprivileged and the underserved one, and that can be done only with the help of the community stakeholder. So rather than just distributing it, first we do an entire beneficiary detailed data, family data, household data, based on which we further do the distributions on the ground. At the end of the day, when we talk about disaster response, usually it's a very short intervention unless and until we are getting into the rehabilitation mode. And during that point of time, assessment in terms is more on a quantitative basis rather than a qualitative basis. Number of villages or the number of families we able to reach, and how much we able to contribute to the mandate of the government at that particular point of time. Also, it is important that how we have optimized our resources.